I said in the beginning that we don't do management, we refer it out. However, I manage my own properties. Well, with Sunny's help, I manage my own properties, and it's gotten to be pretty easy. Duplexes are easy to manage, especially if you have one or two. Once you get to a certain point, it gets a little bit more cumbersome of a project, and you might want to do a property management company.
And think about it. Once it's updated, everything that's needed to be fixed is fixed, and it's rented out. All you got to do is really collect the rent and just make sure nothing needs to be fixed over the course of time. But hopefully up front there won't be too many of those phone calls. So, get the check, take care of the tenants, and if they leave after a year, you want to start prepping to get before a few months before they move out to get it rented out, so you don't lose any time.
I mean, our very first duplex that we had bought 7 years ago, I say very first duplex since I've started Spyglass Realty, we still have the same tenant in there.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Yeah. So, I would put an average, life of a tenant at 2 years, and the better you renovate that property, the longer you can expect that, right? So here are our tips for managing your duplex, okay? Let's see here. Number one, and this goes back to why you're improving the property. One of the reasons why, you get a better pool of tenants, you get a better qualified tenant that will want to live there, and the tenant will live there longer, okay? Here are our tips for qualifying your tenant. We're very picky. We spend a lot of money on renovating these properties. So tip number one is we want the tenant to have a 620 or higher credit score, okay? In other words, this tenant can literally go out and buy a house if they wanted to, right?
Now, just a quick question, because, say somebody had good income but a lower credit score due to a business failure or a bankruptcy or something like that, but their income was maybe 3 or 4 times that rent. Would that be still something you look at? Because obviously things in life happen, but
we do, but we make it pay for it. So it's double deposit if it's just like they've got a lower credit, but it's something that like you said, some kind of business thing happened. We're still going to for the double. Our deposit is 1 month's rent, and then if everything looks good, but like maybe one small thing, we'll double the deposit. And there have been situations where there were a couple things that were wrong, and we tripled the deposit. Most of those people pass, right? So for the amount of money we want them to make, we want them to make 3 times the rent, household income. So it could be, husband and spouse, or 2 roommates, as long as they make 3 times the rent. When we're looking at their credit report, we don't want to see any previous collections, even if they're paid off, to a landlord where it shows a history of them not being a good tenant. Okay. And then no previous evictions at all. Okay. Yeah.
So at least that means they may not be paying somebody else on time, but at least they're paying their rent on time.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta take care of shelter for anything else. Number 4, this is a big one. We put in our leases that the tenants have to pay rent through Venmo. This has been a game changer for us, guys, because we do not want to have to deal with checks. It's a hassle. So on the first, our little Venmo app just goes, has a little cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I mean, all on the first, right?
Ryan wakes up smiling on the first.
Yeah, well, right. And I think it's important because you want to make this as easy as possible. Dealing with checks, going to the bank, that's not easy, right? So they're required to pay through Venmo. We have Sunny sends out an email reminder on the first of every month that says, just a reminder, it's time to pay rent. Here's the link to Venmo. Here's a link to our Google spreadsheet with repair request. If there's a repair request, we make them
request it.
Yeah.
Nice. And for those who don't know what Venmo is a free, basically money exchange. Like I can send Ryan money at no charge. It's bank account to bank account. So no credit cards, no fees. where PayPal tends to feed people. Venmo is it's quick, it's super easy. There's an app for it.
I think they're owned by PayPal.
They very well could be now. Yeah.
We make sure that the lease states that the rent is due on the first. We haven't had this problem since we started doing Venmo, but just as a matter of practice, rent's due on the first. You have a grace period to the third. On the fourth, late fees are assessed, and we don't really deviate from that, right? As a matter of fact, if we don't get the rent on the third, on the fourth, we'll go out and put a notice to vacate on the door, right? Because that, and I think it's a 1 day notice to vacate, and that doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily, even if we make an arrangement with the tenant. Again, we haven't to do this in years because of our system, but 3 or 4 years ago, we had someone that was going to make a payment arrangement. They had some type of circumstance where they couldn't pay on the fourth. It's like, okay, you can pay on the fifth, but you still get the notice to vacate, because if they don't pay on the fifth, we don't want to have to go out and put a notice to vacate and wait a day or two to do the eviction. We make the arrangements that they're going to pay on the fifth. They're going to pay, I think it's a $50 late fee plus $25 per day. It's a hassle. You're going to have to pay if you're going to pay me to pay your rent late. And if they don't make it by the date that they made the arrangements for, then we can just go straight to the justice of the peace and file the eviction. And Texas does not play with evictions. Like, it's a very landlord friendly state. And the last thing that I would tell you is one of the big ticket items that we do that come along with duplexes are AC systems. They break all the time, and once a quarter we have on our Google spreadsheet all of the air conditioning filter sizes. So we'll go out and once a quarter deliver and install the AC vents or AC filters. And it does two things. One, we're making sure that these filters are being changed, because if not, it'll dirty up your AC, it'll cause it to break. And two, this is a chance to go walk in the place, make sure nothing crazy is going on, right? So you should probably put that in the notes, make sure nothing crazy is going on, right? So, I love dealing with duplexes. I own 6 of them right now. They're expensive right now, but there are deals to be had, and there are potential deals to be had. And what I mean by that is you don't look at a duplex for the way it looks now. You look at it for the way it's going to look, and that's where we come in. We've got a proven system for that. You can contact us below by putting put a direct message into us through Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, you just ping us and we'll get to you. So that is it for today's show. A little bit of a housekeeping item is that we are taking a 3-week break. We will not have a show for another 3 weeks. So this is
news to me.
Yeah,
where are you going?
We're doing a mid-season break here for 3 weeks, right? Just collect. We've got a lot of shows that we're going to be turning into blogs that we will be posting on our Facebook channel, and there will be links to our blog if you're watching this on YouTube. So we'll see you guys in right around a month, and have a great weekend.